Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to the channel. I do thank you for watching. I thank all my subscribers. I hope you're having a blessed day. And just like I said in that last video, we're just going to pick up right where we left off. Of course, I'm putting down that anti-skid, anti-slip coating. And like I also mentioned in that last video, we're just going to keep it simple. And so what I did here was I just kind of laid out a very simple grid pattern. We are going to paint this the same color, but I do need to scuff it up before I put down another layer of paint. And then I'm just going to sprinkle my sand on top of that, and then pull the tape. And of course then we'll kind of have just a grid pattern there with the anti-slip, anti-skid coating. And again, we're just keeping it simple. And one of the other reasons I wanted to do it like this was so I could do this maybe one or two or three sections at a time. I did mention in that last video that in this weather the paint does tend to want to fire off pretty quick, and I don't know if I could paint this whole area and get that sand sprinkled in it before the paint started to fire off. I mean, yeah, it does take a little while to dry, but I mean, it gets tacky pretty fast. And so yeah, we're just going to work it, I think, a couple of small areas at a time, get one done, then move on to the next. Okay, folks, speaking of moving on, I need to move on and start getting this done. We'll see you in the next segment. Well, good morning again. And it's been a couple of days since I recorded that first segment. And this morning the weather is just a little bit cooler, not much. I mean, it is still summer, but it is just a little bit cooler. And in light of everything I said in that first segment, I am going to try to paint all of this in one shot, and I really would like to get that done. So the weather's cooperating, and so in turn I think the paint will cooperate. And so here in a moment I'm going to set up the camera and we're going to get this done. All right, I will see you here in a few moments. Okay, I'm not going to move the camera. I'm just going to leave it set up. But anyway, all I can do right now is just let that dry for probably about 15-20 minutes or so, and then come back and put another coat on top of all that to seal it. Alright folks, I'll be back momentarily. Okay, that's been about 20 minutes, so now I'm going to go ahead and put that last coat down. Wish me luck. Again, I'm just hoping that it doesn't turn into a big mud ball on the roller. We had pretty good luck on the that dark brown outer band. This is a much larger area here, so you know, again, wish me luck. Okay folks, there just comes a point when you have to tell yourself, leave it alone and walk away from it. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm really very pleased with how this turned out. Now, as you saw, I did find a bare spot right over here in the middle, and that's just, I'm guessing, just from where I was trying to reach out over the middle of the bow right there, trying to sprinkle that sand down, and just did not get good coverage right there in that area, but I came back and fixed that. So again, I just need to walk away from this for about 30 minutes, let that fire off good enough so I can pull the tape. The last thing you want to do is let that paint completely dry with that tape on there, because man, it's a nightmare getting that tape off. So there is a point where it's kind of like a happy medium. You don't want to pull it off with it sloppy wet either, but you kind of want to pull that tape when it's kind of fairly tacky, but not completely dry. But like I said, you don't want it sopping wet either. So I'm going to give this about a half hour, and then I'm going to come out here and pull it, and we're going to see what we ended up with. I'll be back then. Okay, I got the tape pulled off, and man, I have to say, I got to pat myself on the back. That really did turn out nice. That almost looks like that peel and stick anti-skid tape, and man, I'm really pleased with the way this is turning out. Now the paint is still a little bit gooey. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to give that about 24 hours to dry completely before I go sticking my hands in it. But yeah, man, I cannot complain about that at all. Like I said, it almost looks like that peel and stick anti-slip, anti-skid tape. That's it, folks. Hopefully the camera's picking all that up. I really like my little grid pattern there. I do have one little spot I'm going to have to come back and touch up. I must have had a little piece of tape laying on that little spot right there that I did not know about. That's easy enough to fix. But alright then, now we get to move on to the floor, and of course turn my floor into a catch-all again. Now in case you're wondering about that chair, that was my camera platform. That's where I set the camera when I recorded all this a while ago. So okay, we're going to let that dry, and then here in the next day or so we'll get started on that area right there. Alright, I will see you then. Okay folks, with that forward deck finished, I'm ready to move on to the floor here, and this is a process. I still have a lot of taping and measuring left to do here, but we'll get it done. It's just like I said, it's a lot of work. It's time consuming. I mentioned previously that I needed to figure out just how wide or how narrow I wanted these stripes to be, and I think we've come up with a good game plan on that. So yeah, all I can do is just keep plugging away at it, and once I get a little bit further along, I'll be back with another update. We will see you then. Okay folks, I'm back, and I've got this half of the floor taped off. I'll do the other side later, and so here in a moment I'm just gonna get ready to keep on doing what I've been doing here, and that is sprinkling fine sand and wet paint. Alright, I'll be back here momentarily. Okay, I think we got it covered about as even as I can get it. So we'll give that about 30 minutes and then we'll come back and put the final top coat on it. We'll see you then. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes, maybe not quite 20 minutes, and it's already kind of just very lightly tacky to the touch, almost dry to the touch. So here goes that third coat. Okay, folks, I'm going to call that good. Here in about an hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour, I'll come back out, pull the tape, and we'll see what we got. I'll see you then. Okay, so far so good. All right, I'll be back. Well, all right, the rest of the tape is off. So now it's time to move on to the other side over there. And there is a reason for this gap. That's where my ice chest is going to sit. That's, of course, my ice chests are going to double as my seats. And so, yeah, that's where it's going to sit right there. I did not see any need to extend that anti-slip coating underneath that ice chest. As a matter of fact, I did not want to, because I didn't want that sand tearing up that plastic ice chest on the bottom. I'll figure out something else right there. I'll probably put down a little rubber mat or something right in this area and over in that corner, just to keep those from moving around when the boat's in motion. But that's it. Like I said, just got to wait for this paint to dry completely, and then I'll get over on that side and start taping that off. All right, we'll see you then. Okay, folks, that side is taped off now. It's ready for paint, and I'll get out here in the next day or two, get that scuffed, and then we'll get that painted and get it to looking like this side. All right, I'll be back. All right, let's get this done. Well, all right, we are done. All I have to do is let that tack off for a little while, 30-45 minutes or so, and then I'll get back out here and pull the tape, and we'll wrap this video up. I'll be back. Well, all right, the tape is off. Let's just look at that for a little bit here. So that is it, folks. The paint, the addition of the anti-slip, anti-skid coating, it's all complete. That's all done. The only thing left now is to install the hatches and get them sealed. I think there's a couple of electrical fittings up here that need to be installed, and of course the bow light needs to be installed, and the rub rail, and that's it. After we get that done, it's off to Parks and Wildlife here in Texas, one of the offices here locally, and got to get it inspected so we can get the registration numbers on it, and hopefully we get that done here within a matter of 4 to 6 weeks. The rub rail, I have some ideas for that. That might take a little bit of time. But yeah, we're almost there. We're about 99% complete now on this boat. So with all that said, folks, I do thank you all for watching. I thank all my subscribers, and as I always say, I hope you're having a blessed day, and in all things, to Christ be the glory. We will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.